There's a lot that I have been thinking about. It took me some time to get acquainted with the unknown, and the unknown is a place I've always loved. But this time around, the unknown tapped my shoulder. It felt like it took everything away. I thought about where the unknown is. What does it look like? What does it smell like? And how do I make myself a home of a place that I have been familiar with, but I haven't had to explore in a long time, at least not this way. And what that ended up looking like was a living room. I found myself exploring my mind in a way that I've never done before, or at least haven't let myself do so in a while, because the hardest thing to do is face yourself and your feelings, thinking about everything in life that has happened to lead you here. And a lot of what I have been processing over the last few weeks was, what were all of these small increments that led me to being where I am today? Am I okay with that? I have to be, because there's no choice but to make peace with who I was and what I've done. So I took some time to reflect, letting my body kind of just do its own thing, and it felt really liberating. I finally have the space to let myself be. I took a voyage to San Francisco, where I'm from. I found all of the essences that make me me. I found those ingredients again, and I was able to chop them up and use them in different ways that I hadn't before, because now I have the luxury of time to do so. It was really peaceful. I felt very loved. What I took away from that trip was that I'll be okay if I end up there again, because there's always love for me back at home. The question is there love for me here in New York? I don't mean that in a romantic sense, which of course I would love, but I mean, is New York going to kiss me again? Is it treating me the way I want it to? I think I've given it my all. What I've been trying to do lately is listen to the city, listen to what everything is telling me, and take that as not direction, but take that as data, input it into my own calculator, make a formula, and see where that'll take me. Maybe I'm supposed to be somewhere else. And the question, one of the questions, is why? I know that I'm supposed to make art. I know that's my focus, that's my vocation, and that's my personal choice. Who am I making art for? Why am I making art? Where will my art be seen? When will it be seen? Put in a little show. I think all of this has forced me to really confront existence as a whole, and what it means for me to be on this planet. What does my art mean? What is it challenging in this world? And how will the abstract nature of my art change other people's way of viewing? What is it saying about me and my identity in this world, and the way that I see and view things? How is that different than other people? And I've been thinking a lot about my art. As you can see, I've been working on a new painting. I think I'm obsessed with spirals because they portray such a fantastical, romantic view of life, which is very much what I have. My view of the world now is to really dilute existence into memories, and experiences and feelings that you will one day look back on. I wrote that my paintings remember. And I think that's very much true because while I'm painting memories and feeling, I think the paintings themselves have their own lives and they live and breathe and they remember everything that I'm putting into it more than I can remember myself. It's sort of like a poem. So my friend and I went to the Met today and we were just talking about life and love and everything. We're always talking about everything. We went to the exhibit. It was called the Caspar David Friedrich exhibit at the Met. It was really beautiful looking at the way that he painted light in his paintings. Life is hard and life is strange. I am being once again confronted with the absurdity that is life, and all I'm trying to do is just paint that. I just want to talk to you and show you my world that I'm building. The world is so mysterious and we have such interesting things to say. Why don't we just say them to each other? Painting for me is an act of self-preservation, but also an act of love, because when I paint, I show you the hard parts that I see in myself in the world. It matters because I care. You don't have to love something to care about it, but there is love in that care. In demonstrating how you feel and communicating to others, you're showing that you give a fuck about what it is that you are ruminating about in this world. All of the art I saw today at the Met really made me think about how life was back then when people had limited ways of expressing themselves, and now we have so many different ways of expressing ourselves. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to continue to do and to make, to speak, and to love. All of it really is just creating a poetic way of living life and finding meaning in whatever's important to you. What's important to me is devoting myself to an idea, to a feeling, and making sure that those memories and feelings can live longer than I can. That isn't rooted in narcissism, it's rooted in this desire to show others the way that the world can be seen. Not necessarily how I see it, but this is just a possibility. And the idea that there are so many possibilities, I think, is beautiful and has a life of its own, because each idea lives and breathes, just like how we live and breathe. I guess that's all I really have to say. This is sort of like my love letter to art. I'm going to end the evening by more painting.